Hello, my name is Heather Seitz. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to 5 Illinois Region 39, covering Macon and Piatt Counties. Thank you for watching Region 39's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recording session will provide an overview of findings from the Birth to 5 Illinois Region 39 Needs Assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you'd like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on the captions. If you want a language different from English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all of which align with existing Illinois State Board of Education regional offices of education boundaries, but operate independently. Birth to 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 39 is located in the central part of the state, bordering Sangamon, Logan, DeWitt, Champaign, Moultrie, Shelby, and Christian counties. It is the traditional home to the Peoria, Miami, Ochet-Tishoaquin, Kaskaskia, and Kickapoo people. It is a mostly rural area with small towns filling in the landscape between farms and fields. The two main cities being Monticello and Piatt County and Decatur and Macon County. Agriculture and manufacturing the region's biggest industries due to rich farmland, railroads, highways, and Interstate 72. Joining me in the Region 39 office is Kim Dye, our Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and our administrative support, Christina Piles. The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experiences in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to 5 Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care, and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers, so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high-quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois. We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision-making in Illinois. We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts the child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high-quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to 5 Illinois will use community-driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure new and/or expanded services are created to meet community needs. Two critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at the local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents or caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 39 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Samantha Brera, Chelsea Brown, Penny Detmers, Simone Houston, Ashley Johnson, Terrence Taylor, and Brianna Wade. Councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, PACE leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each Action Council reserved 2 seats for parents, caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every discussion. Action Council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency organization to complement data from ICANN and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to our Region 39 Action Council members: Jeffrey Dace, Christine Hansen, Karen House, James Keith, Kathy Lucas, Megan Myrick, Brian Rhodes, Tammy Robinson, Amy Steck, Stephanie Strick, Bakita Williams, and Michelle Witherspoon. Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of the Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their Action and Family Council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share the report's findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights into the early childhood education and care landscape in our region. Region 39 population is 118,844, 103,000 people living in Macon County, 16,000 people in Piatt County. The two counties being very different from each other. Piatt County is comprised of 97% of the population reported as white or Caucasian. Macon County is more diverse, with 75% of the population reporting as white, 18% as Black, 3% 2 or more races, and 3% Hispanic or Latino. Due to the large manufacturing industry, a significant portion of the population works night shifts, split shifts, and weekend shifts. Part of the conversation with council members was around priority populations, defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 39, the priority populations include children living in families in poverty or deep poverty, children of teen parents, children experiencing homelessness, children with welfare involvement. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things of note about Region 39. According to the 2020 census, 44% of the children ages birth to 5 lived at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. Those living at the highest rates of poverty are concentrated in Decatur, Weldon, Bement, and Oriana. Additionally, as many as 3.5% of kindergartners are experiencing homelessness in Macon County and receiving services through school-based McKinney-Vento programming, versus 0% of the population in Piatt County reporting as homeless. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, and focus groups, and is included throughout our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment report. Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. Region 39's local early childhood collaboration, the Macon County Early Childhood Coalition, covers just one county in the region, Piatt County does not currently have a formal collaboration. More information on the local collaboration and the work they're doing can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Region 39 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all servicing children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all the region's families. Waitlisted child care centers and the availability of child care in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. As one community member stated, sometimes waitlists at daycares are years long. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents or other family members to provide child care for their children. Others report not being able to join the workforce because of the lack of child care. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available child care, and cited the cost of child care as a reason they haven't used it. There is a program that families can apply to through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called the Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited access to financial resources and access to quality, affordable childcare while allowing caregivers to continue working and/or completing their education. Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in the region reiterated the urgent need for more affordable childcare and preschool options. Staff with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in early childhood long term. Similar to other areas of the state, Region 39 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Staff turnover is a big contributor to the workforce shortage, and it remains a concern among community members in Region 39. There are many short-term caregivers who are interning to receive a degree or working long enough to gain experience, and then leaving child care centers for better financial opportunities. One community member noted that we have a hard time recruiting qualified people to work in ECEC. We have to grow them into teachers. As soon as we get staff educated to be DCFS qualified teachers, they leave us for the school district. Many community members report that salaries are also a factor when considering staff turnover. The pay is low and is not a long-term option for many trying to support a family. Low pay, combined with the demands of the position and long hours, has left many staff burnt out and not willing to come back to the field. As a result of the workforce shortage, Region 39 has limited options of programs and resources for children ages birth to 5. This is especially true for children in the region, many of whom do not attend a program until kindergarten. In many areas of the region, many parents and caregivers are utilizing a family member or friend for their child care needs. This means if the family member or friend is not available to provide child care, parents' caregivers are unable to work outside the home or have to take off work during the times when a family member or friend is not available to care for their children. Others have been forced to patch together their child's care, with some time covered by a friend, family member, and enrollment in part-time child care. Community and council members identified several strengths of the early childhood system in the region. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. Number 1, a strong community supports of resources for families. Number 2, all school districts except for 2 in the region have a preschool for all program, and there is a Head Start program in each of the 2 counties. Number 3, there is state and local financial assistance for continuing education. Community and council members also identified challenges and opportunities for growth in the region. For the sake of the time, I will only share a few. Number 1, we have an urgent need for high-quality, qualified ECEC and EI workforce. Number 2, we have critical need of opportunity of high-quality ECEC programs. And number 3, we have a need for parent and caregiver knowledge on child development and connections to family resources. Based on community and council conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in the region. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations with them so they can see how to best meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Recommendation 1, to support workforce by increasing the supplement compensation and providing professional development trainings of hands-on techniques for working with children with behavior issues and trauma. Recommendation 2, leverage state funding to create ECEC programming, specifically in Monticello, Early Childhood Special Education, and Decatur, Early Intervention, Prevention Initiative, Preschool for All, and Preschool for All expansion. Recommendation 3, the state to increase early intervention funding to retain and attract service coordinators, therapists, early intervention support professionals, social workers, and developmental pediatricians. This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk to you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to www.birth-to-5il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer, with council meetings fully resuming in August. I want to thank our state partners for their support and you for watching. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birth-to-5il.com/region39, joining our Facebook group, or reaching out to me via email at hseitz@birth-to-5il.com. Links to our pages, along with my email address, are available in the description below.